Hey Scorpio, welcome to your September 2023 weekly reading here. This is going to be your reading from September 11th through the 17th. Hopefully you all are doing well out there. A lot of crazy energies going on astrologically. Retrograde city, 6 planets retrograde, so it could be quite a doozy. So let's see what's going on for you, Scorpio. Overall energy, sorry, not the overall. Your current energy is the 7 of Pentacles, the Death card, and you have the Magician. And a process of alchemy, huh, Scorpio? You are the alchemist. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, let's keep it going here. Let's see. The second row is going to be in regards to the challenges that you're going through and just energies that you'll be working through this week. Now, keep in mind, you could be on this timeline already. I mean, I did pull it for your current energy, but this could be also when you enter into, the week of, September 11th. So let's take a look here. Attitude. I'm hearing attitude. For some of you, what I'm picking up on, it's like you may have been having like a defeatist attitude, like almost like feeling like at the mercy of things. But it's like, I think you're realizing here that how powerful your mind is, like your thoughts and your attitude toward things. Now, these are just surface intuitive energies that I'm getting right now. But those are the things, some of the main things coming through right now. And this row will be in regards to your future and what to expect. Oh, wow, Scorpio. I love it. You can expect some quick shifts of energy here and some timeline shifts. It's almost, I'm telling you, it's like the power of your thoughts this week. And even right now, I would say they're very powerful. I mean, they're always powerful. The law of attraction is always at work. And the way we communicate with ourselves and communicate also like with God and stuff, or just, our thoughts and our feelings and that stuff and our attitude, it's so crazy how the power of the mind can literally shift our reality. And that's what I'm getting here in your future position. It's like there's a potent shift. And it's almost like you can sense this in a way too, because the High Priestess is here. So if you've been wondering, like, if you had this inkling that, like, you can almost feel like you're rounding the curve in a way, I think your intuition is correct. So let's keep going here. Yeah, look at that. I was just talking about the mind. Mercury, the mind came out. Now, the Magician is also the archetype of Mercury, so you pull 2 Mercury energies in this row. So, Mercury does deal with alchemy. Mercury does deal with our intellect. It deals with our mind. It deals with our ability to be able to problem solve. It deals with how we learn, how we store information, how we process information. And you are going through a very potent shift. And we have to remember too that Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, right? And it's also making, as I'm doing this video now, Mercury has just already Kazemi the sun. And it's also going to be, also made its trine to Jupiter. So, and I'm going to explain this a little bit before we go into this, but there could be some sort of new romantic thing happening here for you quite sooner than you think. Now, if you're already in a relationship, this could just be like some sort of shift in the dynamic of the relationship, but it seems like a very positive one. Others, if you're single or if you're maybe have met somebody, pick or choose which one it is. But I think there's definitely a good change here. So the universe is also wanting you to be resourceful here with this red squirrel, and use your vigilance here. Be prepared here, because I feel like you need to be ready, Scorpio, in a way. You can sense this as well. So preparation, is going to breed success here for you. So keep that in mind, because there's definitely something newer that you're going into in a way. So All right, let's get into this reading now. Let's break this down and then we'll clarify, of course. You pulled this Mercury card that says, the mind. And what I was saying about Jupiter is that Mercury and Jupiter have a very special relationship with one another. They represent the dyad of participation and association. And usually, basically what this means on this with your reading, with Mercury being here, that Mercury is you're starting to look at how you associate with certain things. It can be anything. It can be with relationships. It could be with your job. It could be with your career. It could be with yourself. It could be with your own thoughts. It could be with your own feelings. It's almost like your attitude here is very much, is always kind of controlling your reality if you think about it. But you're going through a process of reinvention here, Scorpio. Seven of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Magician. You're going through a process of reinvention, and it's like you're in a process of alchemy, of change here. You're realizing with the Death card that, there's certain things it's time to let go of and say goodbye to. And I think it's like these certain values that you've been holding, right, when it comes to your way of thinking. And so you're realizing here with the Magician, which of these serve me and which don't. So I think this transformation is going to be very positive for you. You have a new romantic cycle begins here. This is a new moon in Libra. Now, we're going to be having a new moon in Libra, but first we're having a new moon in Virgo, and then full moon Aries, and then we'll have a new moon in Libra. So from now until the new moon in Libra, literally, I think there could be a important relationship developing. It does feel romantic because obviously it says romance, but I can sense it here as well. So there's a newer relationship forming, so I'd be aware of that. Could be with the fire sign, Capricorn, air sign. It could really be with any sign here. It's interesting. I see you as the King of Wands here, and the Queen of Swords the other person, or it could be flipped or the other way. But there's definitely something karmically lined up, but it's not a karmic relationship. It's almost as if you've been subconsciously manifesting this in some sort of way. And and for some of you here as well, if there's been any toxic relationships or toxic patterns that have been going on in your life, you're defeating those. You're defeating the devil, Scorpio. Scorpios are like, I am the devil. I'm just joking. Capricorn's the devil. Anyways, you have this red squirrel. Like I said, it says resourcefulness, vigilance, preparation, busyness. I think it's important for you to keep doing what it is that you're doing. You're making a lot of progress here, and you may not even be aware of this, but I think if you can reflect and count sort of the things you could be grateful for, Scorpio, you would realize okay, things aren't as bad as they seem. Yes, I've been going through major shifts and transformations with the Death card. There's been things that have been hard to let go of, and there's been things that I've had to let go of. But ultimately, this is I'm creating something new, and I think it's important, especially with the Magician, to hone in and harness your willpower, and to continuously create rather than go in the opposite direction, which is destruction, right? So, but you can definitely expect something that is coming around the corner here quite faster than you think, but it's positive for sure, because the Wheel of Fortune, good transition, good luck, and it's definitely it's a transition, and the good luck is from your good deeds. So nothing ever goes unnoticed from the universe, Scorpio. And the Knight of Swords is, I think things are happening quicker than you think. And the High Priestess is, there's still so much more to be revealed about this new thing, but it's definitely quite the adventure I feel you're shifting into. So let's clarify, Scorpio. What do we got here? All right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. Again, you've been, why is this not focusing? Damn. again, you've been focusing on yourself. You've been, working on yourself. You've been maintaining your lifestyle. You've been, focused on overall growth here and how you can make things better. And you've also been understanding and accepting transformation and change. And I think through doing that and having the faith to accept change, because it can be difficult, through the faith that you've been having, I think it's paying off here for you. So, even though there may have been, you may have felt like you had to take some steps backwards, I think it's almost like maybe you had to take 2 steps backwards so you can take 5 steps forward. You know what I mean? So that's sort of like the energy that I'm picking up around you at this time. And with the Magician and the King of Swords, it's just about using the power of your mind. Literally, the King of Swords, the biggest lesson that it teaches us is the power of the intellect, right? That ideas are one thing, but ideas are nothing if you don't use them, right? Your mind is useless if you don't use it, right? All the wisdom and the intelligence you have is useless if you don't use it, if you don't apply it. So it's like you're applying it. You're focusing, you're concentrating. Strength card, Queen of Swords. Do what you say and say what you mean, or say what you mean and mean what you say. And I think you could be meeting somebody who keeps their word, right? So it's going to be somebody you can trust, and I feel like there could ultimately be stronger trust happening in your relationships in general. But you're also starting to really trust yourself more too. So I like that. 7 of Swords, King of Wands here. You're no longer thinking about yourself anymore, right? Some of y'all are going to be like, no, that's a player right there. That's a player. That's a player. Like, come on, we're not doing, this isn't junior high tarot, all right? If you're dealing with a player at this point, it should be evident that you should probably kick this person to the curb, and you shouldn't even be focusing on that person's energy anymore. It's just useless energy. Why are you focusing on it? You already know the truth of the situation. So when it comes to a reading, start to look at things differently. Start to look at things in more positive ways, in a different way. Shift your perspective. This King of Wands, 7 of Swords, is letting go of thinking about yourself all the time, and you're starting to ask these questions of how can I be of service to others with the 7 of Swords? Because the 7 of Swords is Moon in Aquarius. Moon in Aquarius says, I'm going to sacrifice myself to help other people. I'm going to sacrifice myself for the higher good here, right? I'm going to do for others. I'm not going to think about myself, right? That's sort of what I'm getting here. And it's like, I see that's what it is that you're doing, and that may be the newer attitude that you're starting to develop here. You're realizing there's something greater than yourself, and so if you can continuously serve something of a higher moral principle, right, and sort of let go of like your own selfish desires and your own selfish wants, and start to help other people, or start to not think about yourself so much. And I struggle with this a lot, so I'm not saying I don't do this. I think we all do it. I think sometimes the root of misery sometimes is we're thinking about ourselves too much. So, Ace of Pentacles and the Devil card here. Yeah, I would say for some of you, it's like your own desires, right? The Devil card and the Ace of Pentacles is like, and with the King of Wands is, if this wasn't in a challenge position, it was more so in the future, I would say like, yeah, you're focused on your desires, and I see you just, right now it's important for you to go for your desires. But now I'm kind of getting, it's like you're realizing here on the other side of the spectrum, on the shadow side, which is why it's in the shadow, or why it's in the challenge, is that it's like, you're realizing like, these own, like, I'm not calling you selfish, and for the Karens and the Darrens out there, right, because somebody had left a comment, it's just interesting to just break down people's psychology, because it reveals who they are, but it also shows more and more about like things about myself too. And it's like, you can just learn from people. I'm not calling you selfish, because I know you're not selfish. It's just like you're not focusing on yourself so much here, and you're actually starting to think about others here. You're starting to figure out, well, how can I help other people, right? How can I be of service to the world? How can I be of service of some sort of higher thing here? Which is why the Wheel of Fortune came out in the future position, because it's the archetype of Jupiter. And we just have gone into a Jupiter retrograde. In Jupiter retrograde, things can feel sometimes hopeless, right? Or we're struggling with our faith, or the growth and the expansion of our lives isn't really happening as fast or the way we want it to. And so there can be this social withdrawal, like, I don't care, everything's meaningless, doesn't matter, right? But it's like, one thing that Jupiter retrograde can show us is like we still have to continuously be of service to a morally high principle, and that morally high principle is like how you can make the world a better place. Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords, and you have the King of Cups and the High Priestess here. I was about to say hot priestess. Hot High Priestess. Yeah, I think your faith is paying off though with this Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Wands, your good deeds, right? God, I think the universe sees that, God sees that, and it's about to reward you. It's interesting too, because you could be meeting somebody here. I'm feeling like this is like somebody else's energy in regards to love, or it can just be really somebody just in general that could be really helping you out, or just giving you like some sort of information or some sort of newer thought to like that may kind of change things for you in a way, like of how you see reality or how you perceive reality, like your current reality. But I do think some things are going to change quite quickly, and I think you're going to be readily acceptable of this with the Queen of Cups. And it's interesting because it's like there's so much, it's almost like this magnetic pull towards something. Now it could be a person could be magnetically pulled to you, maybe it's both of you two. It's like some quantum entanglement shit going on here. But yeah, and I see here too, it's like King of Cups, you're devoting yourself fully to some sort of higher spiritual principle that's going to be allowing you to feel like you're like what you're doing is worth it. Something like that, Scorpio. I kind of want to pull you one more card here, astrology card for the outcome. 4th house roots here. I'll pull you one more. Virgo, I analyze. I think this is really you discovering your inner world here as well. And it's like you're doing these deeper personal integrations and you're starting to feel more whole. And that's, for some strange reason, taking the focus off yourself because you filled up your cup, and now it's like you're readily open and available to be of service to others in the world. But first you had to be of service to yourself. But now it's like you're realizing, it's like, how can I be of service to other people? So that's what I got for you, Scorpio. I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, that link's down below in the description. Any specific question that you have, I'll answer. I would love to do a reading if you want one. I'd love to help you. Yeah, they are on sale as well. If you click the link, all the details are there. If you like this video, if you resonate with the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you feel guided to, and also click the notification bell as well. Otherwise than that though, Scorpio, I will see y'all in the next video.